Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I see, I don't even see myself. So there I am. Okay, good. I'm quite new with all this technical stuff, but I'm really excited to share with you something that I have finally brought to completion, and that is the origins of human spirituality, the research paper that I've been involved with and writing for the past 6 years. And finally, I am in the final edit stage, and I am wanting to release it energetically because I am about to take off for a month journey, sacred site journey from Zimbabwe down to Cape Town, finishing on the summer solstice. So really wanted to share this news with you. Lots of exciting things happening from my side that I am hoping to keep you all updated with in the near future. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dean Liprini, and I am an independent archaeoastronomer that has been researching sacred sites in southern Africa for over 30 years now. And the research paper, The Origins of Human Spirituality, Southern Africa's Megalithic Sun Shrines, is really designed to bridge science and spirituality. So the paper is bringing in a whole bunch of academic support with regards to the megalithic sacred shrines that I have been uncovering over the last 35 years. I have also authored a book some time back, Pathways of the Sun, unveiling the mysteries of Table Mountain and beyond. And of course, this was done in 2006, so it's actually quite a long time ago, and way overdue for an update. So I'm very excited to say that the research paper is already sitting at, I guess it's 255 pages. So it's quite a substantial document, and it is compiled in the format of an academic thesis in order to reach the hearts and the minds of the academia, and of course to primarily include the research into the spiritual and the shamanic aspects of the sacred sites that we find around the world, and of course especially here in southern Africa, because obviously the sacred places were chosen by the spiritual leaders or the shamans of that time period, and therefore they could see into the collective spirit and energy of these sacred places, and they were the ones that chose and decided to create these sacred places on specific points that had significance to them. That may have been the shape and form of the landscape. It may have been a particular cave or shelter or medicinal plant that may have been predominantly found there. It may have been a sacred spring, a water source that obviously without water, we're not going to be around. It may have had some elemental connection, the particular particular place that the clouds may have gathered regularly, or where rainbows were often seen. Or the places that were first lit by the rising sun or the setting sun. These are all different elements that are woven into the origins of human spirituality, the research that I have done on the sacred sites of southern Africa. So I wanted to introduce it, and I'm actually going to find out how I can place a at least an introduction to this. I'm going to offer 13 pages to all of you, that you can have a look at, and I'm just trying to figure that out, if I can even do that. If I can't, I will personally add this onto the feed when I am finished. So for now, this is the main paper right here. It's called The Origins of Human Spirituality, Archaeoastronomy in Southern Africa, landscape astronomical study by Dean Liprini, and it has a huge amount of images in it. I'm just flipping through it. This is one of the rhino sites. Talks all about petroglyphs, things that you can see found in Southern Africa. My insights to how the ancient peoples used to use the petroglyphs, filling them with water, using them as a rain ritual tool, and the ancient shamanic paintings of the Bushman people, the San, the Kham people, and how they are connected to the sun astronomically, places that were first lit by the hands actually touching the sun at the summer solstice. These handprints on the ceiling of the roof in Traveller's Rest in the Cedarburg, dolmens, actual interesting trilithons that have been created with assisting rocks that are actually aligned to the equinox. I'll just sort of squeeze it in there. Dolmen on Musenberg and above Musenberg. Both of them have assisting rocks put in place to align to the solstices. Overhead sites in Botswana. So these are just introductions to various sites and alignments in Southern Africa, and of course the mountains, and then going into all the different criteria that I use for my research here in Southern Africa, the Serpent Cave. So the main paper is all the nuts and bolts. What did I say it was? It was 119 pages at the moment. And then I have Tsodilo Hills, which is an appendix. And Tsodilo Hills is all about the Serpent Cave, an ancient megalithic serpent that is in fact 35 feet long, and it kind of appears to be emerging out of the cave. There you can see the great big serpent there. Trying to juggle this camera right. There you go. Me standing next to it, and down below here on the Great Abba Mountain, the sacred Tsodilo Hills, is known as the Abba Taidama, or the Mother, Father, Child Mountain. And on the Father Mountain is this interesting, very early hominid human head with an eye hole aligned to the equinox and some quartz, white quartz teeth. So there are many ancient sites within and around that area, Botswana being one of the ancient paleo lake systems where ancient peoples gathered together, and where they first started to show their symbolic animistic beliefs in this form in the cave, the Serpent Cave, where they found various spearheads that were colored various colors and had been heated, and they were already, I think, dated at 70,000 years by the works of Sheila Khoisan. And here in Cape Town, closer to home, is another appendix that goes alongside the main paper, and this one is called the Grailstone, which I'm very excited to share. The Grailstone is in fact equilateral triangle. Woohoo, there you go. Connected to the winter solstice and the equinox and Little Lion's Head. And I call it the grailstone because it's an inverted triangle which represents the female with a rectangular hole right through the center connected to the winter solstice. And then if you see in the other picture, it's the golden rectangle which actually holds the golden mean geometries just by some divine chance. When the sun moves to the equinox, it becomes a right-angled triangle, upward pointing. So here you have the incredible equilateral triangle wedged in a crack on a flat plateau representing the female, and the upward pointing male triangle at the time of the equinox representing balance. So someone was doing some really interesting stuff way back, and we do not have a necessarily time period, but based on archaeoastronomy we have actually got I have been able to work out that these sites would actually have come in alignment according to the obliquity of the ecliptic cycle exactly 21,000 years ago. That would have been at least the earliest. It could even have been older, in other words, another half cycle, which would have made it 42,000 or 41,500 years, or even up to 63,000. So we don't actually know 100%, but carvings in red ochre, 75,000 years old at Blombos cave along the southern Cape coast. The caves up in the Cedarburg area, Diepkloof, ostrich egg shells being carved, 65,000 years old. Human burials going back 100,000 years old. So, you know, humans have been expressing their connection to spirituality for a very long time here in Southern Africa. So, where they are saying that Southern Africa is the origins of human culture, if that is the case, then this is also where human spirituality would have developed, because they would have developed simultaneously. And so in Southern Africa, without any doubt, we have the evidence of human habitation going back well over 150,000 years. And now we have from the works of Lee Berger in Danaledi Cave, suggesting that this burial was actually done probably well over 200,000 years ago. So here we have ritual burials of humans which were then called hominins, but now science is having to revise this and realize that actually our human existence, human wise man, goes back potentially a whole lot further than just 100,000 or 150,000 years or 200,000 years. It's being pushed ever further and further back. So the sites that I am working with potentially go even further back than that. We don't know. The reason for me launching the paper now is, of course, to seed it far and wide through the various academia. I have already loaded up the 13 pages on ResearchGate and Academia EDU for those of you who are linked into that. So feel free to go and take a look, because this is going to be exciting. Why? Because there's all these sacred sites all over the world, temples and various architectures, but the most ancient form of these sacred sites potentially lies here in Southern Africa. So the first expressions of our human ancestors who were honoring their connection to the heavens, to the sun, essentially, as well, because they obviously were here for such a long period of time. They even lived through the ice ages and the cold times here, which is enough to make anybody start to pray to the sun. So the last site that has been added to the collection, the third site, is in Paarl, the Tortoise Mountain in the Drakensberg, the Paarl Mountain. And here we have some really amazing ancient megalithic sites with rock placements and alignments to the sun and the moon and the stars. This is one of the sites which are less, I'm trying to keep fairly hidden for the Nile, but as you can see, this here, I'm going to go work backwards, is a human skull, just over 1.5 meters in size, and it actually has a wedged in rock, which you can see put in over here, and this pushes the head up to create an eye channel that aligns to the solstices and to the equinox. So very, very ancient humanoid head rock, very, very strategically positioned. So I have a whole list of criteria that obviously ensures that these are not just by chance. These are ancient sites that hold a certain and specific criteria, at least 3 or 4 of those criteria that need to be acknowledged. So these are some of the things that you will be able to see in the research paper. When I post those 13 pages, you can all go ahead and take a look at the different aspects that there are, but there will be all sorts of information there for you to look at, and anybody that finds any of these aspects interesting can then write to me. What I'm essentially looking for are for people to send me any details of other institutions around the world, people that are involved with similar studies in archaeoastronomy, so that I can share it and hopefully get some other expertise into Southern Africa to help to unveil the sacred places of Southern Africa, so that they can be used as a tool for spiritual empowerment, especially for the indigenous descendants, the Khoisan and the Kham peoples, who were the last people to engage with these sacred sites. It is not that they necessarily created them. It may go even further back than that. So I am open to people connecting with me if they wanted to receive the full research paper. As I say, that's 255 pages. It needs to be specially granted by me, and I would have to transfer you the paper. But once in due course, it will be loaded up into sections on ResearchGate and Academia EDU. So some of the different aspects and things that I can research. So I'll just read you one of the sections. The core research and findings are connected to archaeoastronomy, mapping the seasonal azimuths and alignments for the sun and for the moon, obliquity, precession. This is all the archaeoastronomy side of it. And then the archaeoastronomical viewing methods. These are methods that I've adopted in the field. So I've spent many days, many nights, and time living in nature, connecting to these, to the ancient spirit of these sacred sites, and getting some insight to how the ancient peoples used to view and connect to the sacred landscape around them, to the elemental energies, and of course to the sun, the moon, and the stars. So we talk about the horizon calendar, which is obviously the surrounding landscape in the far distance where the sun comes up, the stars, and they can be calibrated accordingly. Fade to gray observation. It's about seeing the layers going from dark to light gray of the mountainscapes. This allows you to understand the depth and how far one mountain is away from the other. The viewer's seat, the central point of observation, working with light, shadow, and reflection. Step pyramidal geometries and the gateways through the mountains. Rainbows, and lensing effects, how the mountains, certain places create rainbows naturally, and how the gateways through the mountains act as create a lensing effect, which is sort of concentrating the light to a particular place. Observing the geometries of light, sacred geometries of light and shadow, mapping a prehistoric survival necessity, um, archaeological geological research, the overview, geological evidence, archaeological findings, and then archaeoacoustics. So I have also studied the archaeoacoustics, various stone drums and gongs that are able to put one into an altered state of consciousness. So I am busy recording these sounds, and I have personally used them in order to reach a slightly altered state of consciousness, which allows you to tap in a little bit more energetically to the sacred sites that I work with. Cultural astronomy, so we delve into the Southern Africa cultural astronomy, the star findings of the early ancient peoples, global cultural astronomy, so in other words, similar sites around the world that have similar phenomenon or connection to the sacred sites that I've been researching here in Southern Africa. Um, then the Stone Age, who was here, when were they here, the hunter-gatherer animistic origins, so speaking about animism, how that was shared by all ancient hunter-gatherer tribes. There were three things. One was animism. Everyone believed into the spirit of nature, the connection to nature, and that things in nature had these supernatural powers and were interconnected with life, with all life. So animism is a very deep part of my experience as well. And after animism was shamanism. Again, all ancient cultures had a shaman or spiritual healer of some sort within their family or their clan. So I work with these energies as well in order to glean a deeper insight to what the purpose was for these sacred places. And then life after death. These were the three things that were shared amongst studies that were done on existing hunter-gatherer tribes that still existed in the wild. And yeah, we go to prehistoric rock art, ethnomorphology, and this means how the ancient peoples connected with the landscape, how they could see in the landscape something that had meaning and feeling to them. A particular mountain may have taken on a shape of an animal or a human, and then they would go there and then they would place rocks. So there was a co-creation, like they were using the sacred landscape as a canvas to connect with and to engage with and further shape. So how, when we talk about landscape or morphology, we're talking about how the consciousness, how the landscape has shaped the consciousness of humanity, and adversely how humanity has further shaped the consciousness of the landscape. And of course, in ancient times, this amazing place had a particular feel to it and a look to it. If I can give you an example, maybe like the island at Beacon Isle in Plettenberg Bay. When I was drawn there, I always felt this was a very sacred place, which was echoed by Baba Credo Mutwa and how I first got in touch with him. But of course, now what you see there is a big hotel. So it's how the consciousness of humanity has shifted over these different epochs of time. But when we're talking about prehistoric times, we are looking at a much deeper connection and engagement with the ancient peoples. A much deeper engagement that the ancient peoples had with the sacred landscape around them. The elemental energies. So very exciting stuff. And so I then delve into the earliest spiritual beliefs of ancient peoples, and recorded beliefs go also into fertility cults. So many of the landscape earth temples that I work with are often portraying some kind of connection to the sacred feminine and to fertility. So again, these will be highlighted as I present the paper in more detail. So Earth Mother, Goddess, fertility, mountains that are recognized around the world, zoomorphic, geomorphic rock art, mountains in South Africa. Again, just talking about all how ancient peoples have shaped the landscape and have connected and engaged with these ancient sacred places that have formed part of the spiritual blueprints of our human beingness. So I can keep going all day. So for now, I wanted to say I'm very excited, and if anyone wants to support the work in any way to get it out there further, you are most welcome to contact me. I will be away for the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, but please just send me the information, make the connection. I will keep in touch with you along the way as I can. So yeah, it's all very, very exciting, and I have to be to thank also so many people that have assisted my journey going forward, and my work, bringing my work forward. All of those people that support the Sacred Sites Foundation over the years, and special thanks, of course, to Jill Crouch and Barbara Hall and Claudine Piaget and many others who have offered support to me and to the foundation over the years. I really appreciate it. And to John Paul Eagleheart for assisting with some of the editing of this paper, which is almost at the final stage. Much gratitude to you, and to Elizabeth as well, Elizabeth Berg, Delia. All of you have played a part in helping to bring this paper to fruition. So really grateful to everyone that has joined my tours over the years, because obviously these are the journeys that help support me and my family, and allow me to be able to also do the research, do the work. So very excited. There are many custodianship programs that are on the cards for sites around southern Africa, especially in Tsodilo Hills and in Paarl Mountain, and we are still looking to see what we can do about the Piers Cave and Ascension Cave site here in the Sun Valley. So just wanted to say thank you to all of you for that, and I have also added a link somewhere on this video for anybody who wants to join my upcoming journeys in 2020-26. We are going to Botswana, Namibia again, a slightly different route. I am doing the garden route very briefly, and I am also doing just Zimbabwe for 12 days as well in October next year. So take a look at those sites if you are interested. But for now, I wanted to send you all much love and blessings from a very sunny Cape Town today, and not too windy. And we'll stay in touch. Please feel free to reach out if you want to be involved in any way going forward with the Sacred Sites Foundation. We definitely need some new energy and extra people on board. So if something like that interests you, please have a look at the link that I put there, the sacredsitesfoundation.co.za. And obviously my personal links are there as well. So please feel free to reach out, and wanted to send you all much love and blessings. I will be posting the 13 pages for everyone to see which is just an introduction. It doesn't even go into any of the pictures or any of the sites in any detail, just an overview for you to look at and to get excited about. And because I research many, many different modalities, they are sort of introduced in those headings. And if any of those subjects interest you, you are welcome to reach out to me personally and connect and see how I can assist you with any information you may be interested in. So just sending you all much love, much blessings, and until we meet again, the summer solstice is coming up, and there is an invite going out on my Facebook page for people who would like to join us and to see how we can come together and to assist the collective as we co-create and shape our future together. So sending much love. We'll stay in touch.